Hey guys, we're back for some more Battlefield 4 action. In today's video, we're going to be looking at part 2 of some Ace 52 CQB gameplay. And this video I went a little bit more raw in the gameplay itself, less cut-ups and just more of me actually running around, roaming around. I've been getting a couple requests for that, so I went ahead and thought I'd just try to give you guys this style of video as opposed to the typical, you know, me just killing somebody, getting killed, killing somebody, getting killed, chopped up really small, and kind of get some of that between action. I know Battlefield's got a lot of between action because you really got to work your way around the map. You really got to be patient, and you're not always going to be in confrontation, regardless of what game mode you're playing. And if you want to be successful, there's going to be dull moments. There's going to be times where you don't see anybody. There's going to be times where you kind of got to take a long route because you don't want to run into 5 enemies and you have no cover. A lot of times you're going to be better off, you know, playing it more strategic, playing the map to your advantage, and really just taking advantage of anything that you can, any cover that's available, anything that you can use, any, you know, if you know where your opponents are shooting at, or if they're shooting at some of your friendlies or anything like that. Like a lot of that's going to be able to help you out. So really knowing the maps is definitely a key for probably any first-person shooter, but definitely for Battlefield, knowing those maps, and also having some good map awareness, and also reading that mini map and knowing where people are at. I can't tell you how many times I've been saved or I've known where someone is just because I quick look at that mini map, see where they're at. I can see where they're aiming, see where they're looking, and here's a prime example of it right here. I can already see that dude, and just knowing that that crate's over there, I knew he was going to be coming up on my right side, and I was able to take him down. So right here we got another situation where we got a few guys popping up on the mini map. There's a guy right in front of me there, and we're able to take him down, clear him out. And one thing that I, again, have been trying to tell you guys is, like, that I stopped doing is throwing the grenades as somebody's shooting at me. And also, you know, again, that's just such a bad habit. So I've worked on trying to stop doing that, and as you can see, it paid off there. I didn't throw in a grenade like an idiot. Right here in this gameplay, we're actually running support. So instead of, you know, having a med kit that I can drop to myself, I can drop bullets to myself. And we talked a lot about that in the last video, so you guys can check out part 1 of the Ace 52 CQB. Now, as far as this weapon goes, like, what are the great things about this weapon? What are the kind of the things that aren't as good, and, you know, what's the strengths and, you know, things like that. So as far as the gun goes, I'm definitely a huge fan of this weapon. I definitely think it's probably one of the best weapons in the game. And what makes me say that? What makes me think that this is one of the best weapons? I mean, you've got the Ace 23, you got F2000. There's all those ARs that are just so amazing. But I think what makes this weapon special is very similar to the Scar H, which I heard is getting banned, or it has been banned already. It has more power than the other weapons in the game. It has more hit damage. So instead of taking 4 bullets, maybe 5, it's going to take 2, 3, you know, 4 bullets tops to kill someone. And even though it has 5 less bullets, you know, in a magazine, it's still, those 5 bullets difference is just, there's just so many people you can kill with the single clip on this gun. Like, you can take out 3 guys with a single clip without an issue. And that's something you can do with other guns, but it's just going to take a little bit longer. And then also when you come into those panic fire situations, you know, as long as you're hitting your bullets and you're hitting the money, you're going to have a lot of success, and it's just not going to take a lot of time. The time to kill is really low, is basically what I'm saying. So that's one of the most impressive things about this weapon. Now, as far as you being a noob and wanting to use this weapon, like, if you don't have good accuracy, then this is not the weapon for you. I will say that. It's more a weapon that once you have your accuracy, I don't know why, I can't believe I threw that last grenade, didn't see that guy. But it's one of those weapons where you do want to be accurate, you do want to have more accuracy, and if you do, it's going to reward you, and if you don't, you're going to be penalized. So it's not a friendly to, you know, a new person to the game type gun, but I think overall as a weapon of once you get to a little bit higher skill level, or once you're playing against better players, and you know, everybody's pretty skilled, things like that, I think it's one of those weapons where it's one of those ones that you can use and it's going to have a lot of success for you. The other thing to keep in mind here with this weapon, I think what separates it from some of the other ARs in the game is that you can use it with any class. So if you're playing one of those game modes where you actually have vehicles, this is where things are going to drastically favor this weapon as opposed to some of the other ones. So with the AR med kit is obviously, you know, the best thing that it has going for it, and the defibrillators. So if you're playing any game mode that doesn't have vehicles, then yes, I would think that's going to be the most advantageous class. Some people will use engineers, some people will use like support or something like that, but for the most part, you're going to want to go with the medics for the majority of your team, a good majority of your team, for any game mode without vehicles. Now, if you add the vehicles into it, this is where having a great gun that you can use with any class separates this again, because you get the option to be an engineer, which is one of the most important classes when you're, you know, playing a vehicle game mode type. Then you also have the option of being recon if you want to, and dropping a spawn beacon for somebody. If you need to rock support, you can do that. If you need to be the one person to be supporting your team, you know, you can do that with this weapon. And that's not something that you can do with the ARs. So that's, again, something to me that separates this weapon from a lot of the other ones. And as you can see, I'm getting some pretty nice KDs right now. You know, I'm mostly showing just kill streaks for the most part. I mean, there's going to be instances where I'll die maybe twice in a row or something like that, that I skip over, but I think most people do that anyway. But just so nobody thinks like I'm just some beastie god at this game, like I'm definitely far from that, and I don't want to give that impression as you're watching this gameplay. So like I said, I'm an above average player, and I'm constantly working to become a better player, and I do at some point want to get into competitive play with Battlefield and get on a team, or, you know, be a part of a competitive environment, because this game is a whole lot of fun. And despite its flaws, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that feel like this game can't be played competitively because of the flaws in the game, and yes, there are definitely flaws in the game, but overall, man, I have a lot of fun playing it. I'm not too nitpicky when it comes to shooters and stuff like that. As long as it plays pretty smoothly, and as long as improvements are constantly being made, you know, I'm not too picky, and I'll have a lot of fun with that. So right now, rolling around with the squad. Actually, I don't know any of these people that I'm in a room with right now, but one thing is, you know, when you're playing, make sure you pay attention to who the squad leader is. There's definitely been a few instances where I'll be the squad leader and I didn't realize it, and, you know, you're basically giving up 3 points because you're not, you know, spotting the objectives. And if you are the squad leader, make sure you spot the objectives. All you need to do to spot the objectives is the same as spotting a person. Just kind of aim in a very close vicinity or direction of the objective. Get your aim on there, and then you should be able to go ahead and knock it out. And you know, get that on there, get your extra points, get your teammates some extra points, and really help yourself out and help your teammates out, because not only are they going to know where to go, which they probably already should know where to go, but on top of that, as you can see, we're getting the bonus right there. Whenever you get the bonus, I just call it the bonus, but the perks or whatever you want to call it, you know, there's individual perks that you can see, that little bar above my name. As that fills up, I mean, this is a very, very, very beginner tip, advice, or whatever, so just keep that in mind for all you advanced Battlefielders out there. But as that fills up, you get different levels, and as you fill up each bar, you unlock more levels, and, you know, once all the bars are full, you know, you get the advantages of whatever perk list you pick. So, you know, if you pick defensive, you know, you get that advantage of not taking as much damage to chest shots, and then you have you know, there's other ones like support where you get more bullets, or like you get more grenades. There's a lot of different bonuses. Some you get more ammo. There's a lot of different ones. There's ones that are specific to each class, and there's also ones that are just that you can use with any class. Defensive is always a good option. I mean, it's a pretty safe bet. Some people consider it a little cheesy or whatever, but regardless of whatever you feel. Anyway, points being, point that I'm trying to make here is that when you're on a squad and you get that teamwork thing, if you guys work as a team, you know, you spot the objectives and your teammates are on objectives, that bar fills up much, much faster than if you guys don't play the objective and if you don't actually spot things and work as a team. So use your team, work as a team, and that bar will fill up a lot faster, and it'll make you a lot more effective player, and it'll also allow for you to basically have more advantages over any enemy you come across. Because I mean, let's face it, if you're taking less damage and both of you guys hit each other with 4 bullet shots and they're dead and you have a little bit of health left, you know, that's definitely a huge advantage. If you keep running low on ammo because you keep getting some really nice kill streaks and you're not rocking support, you know, having a couple extra bullets will definitely benefit you greatly. If you're using a lot of grenades and you get an extra grenade, you know, you kind of get the idea here. I'm not going to continue on as we epically fail that kill streak with the freaking suicide drop there. Oh, that was so bad. I was trying to deploy that parachute at the last second, which is a tip I seen from somebody. I can't remember who. I think it might have been on the Level Battlefield channel, but you know, they said if you hit down or if you hold back while you pull out your parachute, it releases a little bit quicker and you actually can save yourself and release it a lot later. And at that moment I just waited just a little too long. It cost me my life, so you know, that's part of the game. Well, one thing a lot of people do is go up on this rooftop here, and you just got to take that elevator up. Some people will camp up there all game. I don't think it's as big of a deal with domination, but it can be very helpful with watching that C flag or C location, whatever you want to call it, C base, objective, whatever. It definitely helps to be up there because you can shoot down, but at the end of the day, I think you're better off just having more people on the ground because you can just hold B and A without any issues, and you'll be good to basically help your team that way. That's one thing whenever you're playing an objective-based game, especially domination, that I see a lot of people do is they'll go on the roofs, they'll just camp up there, and you're actually hurting your team. Like, unless you're getting kills at an extremely ridiculous rate or just getting a whole bunch of, you know, kills and just really helping out with the objective or whatever the case may be, unless you're doing that at a very high rate, you sitting at the roof is actually hurting your team because you're not helping capture objectives, you're not helping your team out as far as objectives go, and there's less traffic for the enemies to go through. So basically what I'm saying is, like, if there's 10 guys on the team, you know, for domination, and 3-4 of those guys are on the rooftop, that means there's 10 versus 6 on the ground. So if those 4 guys aren't really putting in some work on the roof and killing some people, you're basically essentially playing like 10 on 7, 10 on 6, you know, and that obviously is going to be a huge advantage for the team that has 10 guys on the ground versus the team that has a bunch of guys up in the air and they're not really helping too much with anything. So that's one thing I will say about those rooftops. So be careful with that. You know, just kind of make sure you don't got too many guys up there. It's okay to have a guy or 2 up there trying to, you know, make sure that you're helping out with an objective, you know, locking it down. But another thing to keep in mind is that if the enemies get up there and they start getting too many guys up there, you know, kind of let them sit up there. See how it goes. Like, there's going to be some games where, you know, letting them sit up there is not going to benefit you, and, you know, it's going to hurt your team because they're just kind of dominating the map. But there's going to be other times where them sitting up there actually helps your team out. There's been times where I'll come into a room, we'll be down by, like, you know, 60 tickets or whatever the case may be, and we'll actually make a comeback because there's so many guys sitting on the rooftop just playing for kills and deaths as opposed to playing the objectives. You come back, you get the W, and you know, those guys at the end of the game, sure, they'll have a nice KD, they'll only have a few deaths because they're just sitting up there reviving one another, but they'll end up losing the game anyway, so it doesn't even matter. So that's just something to take into account. But that's going to wrap it up for the commentary for me now. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the rest of this gameplay, man. I had a whole lot of fun, got a lot more to say, but I really just want to go ahead and give you guys this for now, and you know, just hopefully you'll enjoy the rest of the gameplay. Again, be sure to follow the Twitch, man. We're always streaming some Madden, some MUT, some 2K, or some Battlefield. And if you are on the PlayStation 4 and you play any of those 3 games and you feel like you're pretty good, or you just want to try me out or just play with me or whatever the case may be, feel free to add me, and we can have some fun that way. Give me the cookies is my PSN. But this one ends up being a really close match right here. I can't remember if we win or lose this one, but I know it ends up coming down to the wire. So enjoy the rest of these gameplays. Not sure how many more rounds I got, But I'm just gonna let it roll. Y'all take care, y'all take it easy, and be safe. Till the next time, we go.
Here's your ammo. Go get it.
We've lost objective Charlie. I say again, we have lost objective Charlie.
Hostile.
We've just taken objective Bravo. We have now neutralized objective Charlie.
Throwing grenade. Defend this objective. I spotted